joining. It's day 4 of Build with AI. So far, we've covered a lot, and today we are going to be sort of vibe coding using Firebase Studio. So Firebase Studio is a product by Google that we're going to be using today, and we're going to be needing some cloud credits because most of the features that we're going to be using are paid. And in order for you to get the cloud credits, there's that link that I've pinned in the chat. You can go and, yeah, this slide will help you on how you can redeem your credits. So once you visit this link, you'll get a prompt to sign in with your Google account. And from there, you'll get an interface similar to this, but it will be built with AI University of Embu. And you'll see that you have $5 worth of credits, which are redeemed, which are valid for 180 days. So once you click here, you'll access your credits and you'll get an option to fill in some of your details. Let's say your name, your first name, your last name, read the terms and conditions, and then you can accept and continue. And you'll be given a billing account. For those who did this in the previous session, you don't have to do this again because it will actually reject. Maybe if you have another account that you also RSVP'd to the session with. So yeah, you'll given a billing account which you'll have to just set an account, and yeah, you'll have a billing. You can also view your balance and everything. I think I'll share my other screen so that you can see the credits. Yeah, so I'll go to my Cloud Console. And yeah, I want you to, so I think I have the billing already here. So let's see the billing accounts I have. I have a cloud platform. I have a main billing account. So we go to the cloud platform account. So also be careful when you're doing some of these projects. You might find that you've linked your main account, or rather the account that is linked to your credit card, and you'll find that you'll be billed for charges which you never wanted. So yeah, you can go here where we have credits, and you'll be able to see how much credits you have. So currently you can say I have $5 worth of credits and I haven't used anything, but we're going to be using them, and you'll see how it will work. So for the credits today, we'll use them to host our web application. We're going to be coding a whole full stack application, and yeah, we'll host it on Firebase. So I look forward to teaching you guys, and yeah, I guess you can start. So let me share I hope the link is in the chat. Yeah, I've pinned the link in the chat. And also another thing is, let me share another link. So by the end of this session, I want like all of you to create an application on Firebase. I mean, using Firebase Studio, and you get to share the URL so that you can stand a chance to win swag. So I'm trying to like get where the form is. Yeah. Okay, there's a very, very long paragraph I've shared. Yeah, once you're done with this, you can build something cool and share it for other people to see, and you can stand a chance to win swags, either t-shirts, stickers, water bottle, depending on what will be provided. And also, yeah, depending on, let's say, if a lot of you do this, you'll have to like pick the winners, but just to be safe, just go and do it. Yeah, so that's the link. And I guess you can start. So first of all, what is Firebase Studio? So the URL for Firebase Studio is just firebase.studio. Firebase.studio. It's a Google product. Formerly, it was known as Project IDX, but it was officially rebranded to Firebase Studio in April this year. So yeah, and it was launched as an open beta in May last year. So Firebase Studio is a cloud-based agentic development environment that is built on top of Code OSS, which is sort of like VS Code, but in the web, and it's backed by Google Cloud. Like whatever you do, you can just okay, it interacts with Google Cloud in many ways. If you want to like host, get some resources like storage, yeah. It's also integrated with Google Gemini, which is the Google's AI model. There's the GenKit framework and also Firebase backend services, something like hosting, Firestore, and Cloud Functions. They're all there. So some of the features you have, you can do an AI prototyping. Let's say if I want to build an application or rather a website, I can get to prototype, list the features I want. Yeah, using mockups, something of that sort. It's also workspace aware where it gets to look at your code base, look at every single line of code and edit it from there. Unlike I know long ago used to struggle, when you're going to use ChatGPT or rather any other AI, it's so hard to like upload your whole code base. You have to do it file by file. But with Firebase Studio, it accesses your whole code base. Yeah, and also a good thing with it, there's a seamless deployment and also monitoring. You can monitor it for various devices. I can even share the link for you to. Okay, you know how we usually do the local host, you do some port forwarding. It's also possible here. I mean, I can just make the URL public, private. I can access it from my device. Yeah, so I guess that's it about Firebase Studio. I hate talking a lot, so let's get into action. So this is how it looks like. The website is firebase.studio. You get to code whatever you're coding and also view it. You get to prototype. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff you can do with Firebase Studio. So I'll just click on Get Started, and it will open up Firebase Studio for me. Okay, so you can come and choose whatever application you want here, like whether you want to build a Flutter app, a .NET app, Angular. You can just pick any, but in this case, you're not going to be doing this. You can also import a repository from a repository. But in this case, you are going to be just prototyping an AI. We're going to come up with an original idea. So yeah, I want just one of you or all of you to tell us what we should build. I'll pick the first one that will appear in the chat. So what do you feel like we should build? A full stack application, web application that we should build. You can just list it there, whether it's a hospital management system, school management system, just something basic and full stack. So in case maybe you're not a programmer or it's your first time, this shouldn't be an issue. So I'll assume I also don't know how to code, and you're going to let AI do everything. So the key here is prompt engineering. And I explained yesterday, prompt engineering is like telling AI what to do, not just telling AI, build for me, let's say a hospital management system. You have to like tell it the features and everything. So with that, we'll be use Google Gemini. I can see Samuel has told us to build a hospital management system, and that's what we're going to build. So I'll open Google Gemini, and I want us to do a bit of prompt engineering. So we'll tell Gemini to give us a prompt. So create a prompt for a web app, hospital management system. With backend in Firebase. What else? Some of the features of a hospital management system. So we should have store patient records in Firestore, have role-based authentication, not really. I don't think patients should have access to this. It's only the doctors and the nurses. Okay, so doctors / nurses should log in. Okay, should create an account, log in, add and edit. What else? Update. Okay, this is basic CRUD. I'll just say CRUD. Create, read, update, and delete. Okay. For the patients. Okay, I know the English isn't making sense, but nitaelewa tu. So we're going to be performing CRUD operations. This is update. Okay, let me just remove the CRUD part and just say delete. Update, delete operations for the patient records. Okay, what else does a hospital do? You can drop your views in the chat. What else does a hospital management entail? Yeah, medical, medicine, or drug records. Okay, CRUD. I think it will understand CRUD. Create, read, update, delete. CRUD operation. Okay, what else does a hospital do? You can help me brainstorm so that we can have so that you can prompt the AI to give us what we want exactly. So for those who have been in hospitals, what does a hospital have? Okay, I think I'll ask Gemini to also assist with that. Okay, and so let's see what Gemini will give us. So a prompt for a web app hospital management system. So create a comprehensive web application for hospital management system. The application should have modern, responsive, blah, blah, blah. So the backend will be Firebase, utilizing Firestore and all data storage. So the requirements will need to have is authentication for the doctors and nurses to create accounts. So the accounts will be stored in Firebase authentication. So once they've logged in, they should be redirected to the dashboard. Yeah, so the doctors and nurses can manage the patient and medicine records. So for the patient record management, I will have to perform a CRUD functionality for the patient records. Each patient should include at a minimum patient ID, which will be auto-generated. So this is like, okay, if you want to have like the database schema for the patient will have a patient ID, a full name, a date of birth, a gender, contact information, that is the phone, the email, the address, and a field for medical history or notes. And then the user should be able to view a list of all the patients, search for a specific patient, and also edit or view. For the, okay, so I think we'll be having two, yeah, we'll be having two here. Not really two, but three documents in our database. The first one will be the users, which will include the doctors and the nurses. The second one will be the patients. The patients will have some of these details here. You can see that we have the ID, whatever I've listed there. And we'll also have a medicine or drug inventory management, which will include like the medicine name, the generic name, the dosage, the quantity, expiry date, description. Yeah, and then so our Firestore is the one that we use to store our data. So we're going to, okay, it will have some documents or collections for the users, the patient, and the medicine. Yeah, and then a good thing with Firebase, it usually has a real-time data update. So if I update something right now, it will be updated immediately. So yeah, and then the user interface, it will use React and Tailwind. Yeah, I guess that's all about the features. So if you feel like there's a feature that is missing, you can type it in the chat. Otherwise, I think I'll just come and copy this whole thing. Let me see. Okay, I think I'll copy from here. So this is the prompt that I'll be using. Okay. And then I'll go back to Firebase Studio and I'll paste it there. So once I've pasted it, I'll click prototype with AI and then we'll now wait for it to do some magic. So yeah, it usually takes some time, but we'll be patient. Okay, let me ask Gemini something also. Okay, how can Gemini AI be integrated? Okay, you can have a chatbot for the doctors, maybe to interact with, telling them like, okay, how about a chatbot for the doctors to make inquiries on the drugs and diseases. So I really hope this will work. You know, one thing about vibe coding is you're never sure because you're not the one doing it, it's the AI. Actually, I'll just add this in Firebase Studio because I think we're done with doing that. So I'll paste it here and I'll say add a chatbot for the doctors/nurses to make inquiries. Yeah. So you can come and edit it. At this point, it's like giving you an idea of what you want to do. You can come and customize it. Let's say we don't want to call it Medisync. Okay, Medisync is a cool name. I think we'll leave it there. So you can see the features. You have user authentication, role-based dashboard, patient record, medicine inventory, chatbot assistant. For the style guide, we can also come in. Okay, I can add something like dark and light theme, responsive for all devices. Okay, and I can just hit on save and it will like sort of try to update. Yeah, so you can see in the layout we have responsive. Okay, in case you have anything else you want to add, you can list it in the chat so that we can do it before we prototype. Yeah, let me also try to come up with other ideas that we can use. So you see that we're also going to be, the stacks we're going to use is TypeScript, Next.js, Tailwind, and for the AI we'll use Gemini and GenKit. Yeah. So let me try to think of something. I told Gemini to help me with brainstorming also, so let me see what Gemini will give us. But you don't have to like list everything here. We'll do this also as we continue. Okay, there's nothing on Gemini, so yeah. I'll click on prototype and it will like start coding the web application. So yeah, this is where we'll just sit and wait for it to do the magic. It will take a while. So while it does so, because we've told it that we'll be using AI, so we'll have to get our Gemini API key. So I'll go to ai.dev so that we can get our Gemini API key. I can see everything in the chat, common communication for the hospital. Okay, yeah, we'll give that a shot actually. So make sure you remind me in case I forget. We'll add a chat functionality. So let's come and create an API key. So get API key, create API key. And let me look for a project. Okay, I'll use this one instead. So we're generating an API key. Okay, why does it look familiar somehow? Okay, it's not familiar. So yeah. So I'll just copy my API key. It will be required once once Firebase Studio imemaliza kufanya the coding. So that's my API key. I'll go back to Firebase Studio. You can see it is generating the files one by one. So you can just view them. We already have our source directory. It's creating the CSS. Okay, it's creating the types. Inatumia TypeScript. The theme provider. Hapa ndo ina work with the dark mode and the light mode, the icons, everything. So we'll just wait for it to finish. And in case this doesn't work out, yeah, we have encoders, so you'll understand. Okay, I can see Martin, you're asking that you've added a chatbot on your application and it wasn't working. Okay, do you have like any specific error that was being brought up? Like any error? Okay, Martin, I'm not sure I understand. Okay, I can see it has finished, so I'll come and paste my Gemini API here. In case you don't have it, or rather you didn't create it using that way, you can just hit auto-generate and it will take you to AI Studio and you'll get to create it. But because we have it, I'll just paste and continue. So yeah, you can see that we have our dashboard. Currently, we don't have a register option. I don't know why, but okay. Since you're web coders, we don't know how it works, so let's just ask it, where is the register screen. Yeah, we don't know how to code. I'll just let AI do everything. So where's the register screen? But for a real life basis, considering this is a hospital, you can't just come and create an account. It has to be restricted somehow. Yeah, the same way you can't just create your own student email, like, so you know how it works. The school has to create it for you because anyone can just do that. So you can see there's an error. You can just click on this part here and yeah, Gemini, okay, Firebase Studio is using Gemini. So Gemini will detect and you can just do fix error. I have no idea what this error is, but AI will do that for us. Yeah, AI is here to replace us. So let it replace us. Okay, I can still see there's an error. I'll tell you to fix again. Ikikataa, you can just assume it in the meantime. You can also just come and copy this whole thing here. Okay, you can come and copy all of it and paste it here. So right now we have vibe debugging. We are debugging at this point using AI. We have no idea what's happening. So you can see that it will go back to the code base that it created and it will try to fix it. And you can see that it's fixed. So we now have two pages, the sign in and the sign up. So I've clicked on the sign up and today I'm going to be Dr. Alex. My email will be, I'll just do a doctor at medisync.com. And my password will be 1234. And I want you to create an account. Okay, it has refused. It looks like there's a form validation. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But best practice, always have a strong password. And when I go to create an account, it won't create an account because first of all, we haven't configured Firebase for this project. Okay, but I don't know why it has created an account. Let me look at the issue. Okay, I'll just ignore the issue. I'm going to assume that it's just creating an account by default because you can say use Dr. Alex, but it's using Dr. Alice. So this is sort of a prototype. It hasn't linked our backend yet. So I'm going to log out and I'm going back to this Firebase Studio. Yeah, and I'll pick a key and I'm going to tell it to link Firebase backend for real authentication. Yeah. So usually I don't know if I'm the only one who doesn't switch talk AI, but it has to do what I'm telling it to do. So it will go and create it. And it has finished. It's checking for any errors. And yeah, it's done. So I'll come back and sign up. Today I'm Dr. Alex. My email will be Alex. I'm going to do like a DR Alex at medisync.com. My password will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll create an account. So you can see that we have an error because Gemini provided us with some some dummy credentials which we should edit. So first of all, we don't have a Firebase project. We are going to create a Firebase project and we are going to add some details. So you can see we are telling AI what to do, but it's telling us to do something, and we are not doing it. So it has created a .env file, and you're going to populate it with Firebase project credentials, and we haven't done that. So by doing that, you can also come and switch to code. You don't have to like prompt it everything. If you want to feel like you have a bit of control, you can just come here, switch to code, and it will give you an ID on the web which you're going to use. So you can see that we're using the .env.local. Okay, we also have another .env. Okay, let me just paste my Gemini API key to the other file. So you can see that, okay, I haven't copied it. So you can see that we need some credentials from Firebase. So I'll come here in console.firebase.google, and I want to create a Firebase project which will link to this. Project. So I'll create a Firebase project. We'll call it Medisync and continue. Okay, I'll just disable analytics because I don't need it, and I'll create a project. So we'll wait for the project to be created. And it's done, so we'll hit continue. Since we're creating a web application, hapa kwa apps, we're going to choose web. So I'll click on web, and I'll give it an app nickname, and I'll just call it Medisync. So register the application, and it should provide us with the details that we're supposed to populate in our .env file. So yeah, you can see that we have the Firebase configuration. So I'll just pick the API key, and I'll paste it here. Okay, I don't think I'll paste it here. I'll also come and pick my auth domain. Okay, so whatever details I'm getting, I'm copying it from this file. I mean these configurations here. Yeah, so I'll copy my Firebase, my auth domain, and I'll go back here, and let me just paste all this real quick. So my project ID, it's still there. I'll come and I'll paste it. My storage bucket. My messenger ID. And finally, my app ID. So once we've done the population of our ENVs, I can come and continue to console. So whatever we've done, we've created a backend configuration in Firebase, and yeah, we've provided those details in our application. So our application will be using whatever resources Firebase has. So yeah, we'll go back to prototyper. Currently we are in code mode. We can go back to prototyper. Yeah, and another thing, you can also view this project. So let's say I want to view it on mobile. I can just scan this QR code on mobile. You'll see this thing that looks like a link here. I can also make the preview public, and I can copy the preview link, which I can share with you in the chats in case you want to look at it from your end. So that link will be public, and you can just look at it while you continue. Okay, let me share my screen. I forgot to share my tab. Yeah, so I was saying there's this part here. you can choose to make this project public at this moment while you are coding. So if you want to view it from your phone, you can scan this QR code. If you want to make it public, you can click on public, and it will provide a public URL which you can copy and then maybe paste to someone who will look at it from somewhere in the internet. Unlike localhost, where I can't look at your localhost, this one is just you can view it. So let's do another error. I'll come again and do Dr. Alex. My email will be dr.alex@medisync.com. My password will be 123456, and I'll create an account. So yeah, you can see that my auth configuration hasn't been found, and I know why. You can also expand and try to look at this. Okay, I know the reason is because we haven't enabled Firebase authentication. So I'll go back to Firebase and I'll go to all products. So Firebase offers a lot of products. You can see we have app hosting, authentication, cloud Firestore, functions, hosting, machine learning, storage. So I'm going to authentication and I'm going to enable it. So I'll click on get started. And the provider you're going to be using is email and password. In case you're going to be using Google Auth, you can just go and click on Google Auth. So I'll use email and password. So I've enabled it, and we should go back and try to see if it will work. So let's create an account. Yeah, and you can see that our account has been created and we've been logged into the admin dashboard. So let's confirm that our account has really been created. So we'll go back to Firebase and let's look at the users. You can see my email is here already. So dr.alex@medisync.com. This is to show that our user has been created successfully. So I'll go back here to our application. And yeah, you can see that. Let me try to log out. So I'll log out. And I'll try to use a different password, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 and 7, and I sign in. So you can see it will tell us that it's an invalid email or password. So we have confirmed that our authentication is working. Our authentication is working. Okay, so any question there? We've already done one step of it. So our authentication is working, and we are glad it's working. So any question? Yes, so I guess we can now proceed. So we have the doctor view, we have the nurse view. This is all dummy data. Okay, we can come and look at the patients. Let's see if we'll be able to view our patients. So there's an error. I'll just tell Gemini to fix the error because I don't know what the code is doing. Gemini knows. So Gemini is responsible for everything. So just fix the error. Okay, so you can see that the issue was we were missing a package because we were missing a package and the package has been added. The package was React table in Tank. I have no idea what that is, but AI has fixed it for us. Yeah, so let's try again. Yeah, we are in patients. We have some dummy patients here, some dummy data. There's John Doe, Jane Smith. Yeah, let's now look at inventory. So right now we are dealing with dummy data, but we're going to work with real data in just a few. So we have our medicines here. We have paracetamol, amoxicillin, and we also have our AI assistant. I'm not sure if any of this is working, but let's see. You can also see we have our light mode and dark mode, just as we wanted it. Okay, let's see if our AI is working actually. So this is lookup. So the disease will be, okay, let's just do HIV because yeah, HIV, it's a common disease. And once we see get summary, you can see that our AI is working. So HIV, we can see the immune system. What else? Amoeba. Get summary. Yeah, our AI is working. We don't know how, but it's working. So for the medicine, we should provide a medication list. So ARV, amoxicillin, Panadol, mara moja. I'm not sure what disease this is, but let's see. Yeah, so significant interactions are unlikely. I'm not sure that's helping. I'm not a doctor, so actually I'm not understanding anything here, but at least we know that our AI assistant is working. So now let's work on the inventory. So I'll come here and just tell Gemini, make the inventory CRUD, telling it that it should be able to create, read, update, and delete. So we'll use Firestore for storage. I will give it some time. Okay, so the AI has finished doing its magic. Let's give it some time. Okay, I can guess the issue is, okay, currently the inventory is supposed to show us some of the medicine, but we haven't created a database. So I'm trying to guess that it's trying to get data from a database which doesn't exist. So I'll go back to Firebase. Firebase provides us with a lot of tools. You can see we have authentication. We also have a database. Our database is called Firestore. So I'll click on Cloud Firestore. So Cloud Firestore will give us an option to create a database. So I'll create a database. I'll just click on next, test mode, create. Yeah, so right now we have a database, but our database is blank because we don't have any data. Okay, I'll go back to Firebase Studio, and you can see that it stopped loading because there's no, yeah, it has found a database, but the database has nothing in it. So you can see there's an issue. Okay. Okay, I'll just fix these issues before we proceed. Maybe they'll come to affect us in future. Let me fix them before we proceed. In case you have any question, hadi hapo penye tumefika, you can raise it. Okay, I was saying you have to go to some of the products that Firebase has provided. We have Cloud Firestore. So you have to make sure you enable Cloud Firestore so that your application can access a database. So right now we've created a database for our application. So Firebase is like a backend. And you know backend inakuanga na vitu more. We have the storage, we have the database, we have the authentication. So right now we have our database, but it's blank at the moment. So yeah, that's what we were doing. We were creating a database so that our application iache kushinda ikiload. It will just get a database to work with, even if the database is blank. So yeah, and we've done that. So right now we are trying to, I'll go back here. We are trying to fix some of the issues that have been addressed here before we can proceed. So you can see one issue has been fixed, and let me reload this page. Okay, you can see we don't have a medicine yet. So let's add a medicine. I'll use Panadol. In stock, we have 10 Panadols or 100 Panadols. Panadol is always a tablet, I guess. Syrup. Okay, I don't know, I'll just guess. Whatever we are doing here is not medical, so it's not medical. Always seek advice from the doctor. So let's say it will expire on 31st July. I'll add that medicine. So you can see that the Panadol appears here. So let's go back to our database. So Firestore is our database, Cloud Firestore. And I'll reload this page. We should be seeing our medicine in the database. Yeah, and you can see that we have our database ready. You can see we have our tablet, we have expiry date, Panadol, and the stock. Yeah, let me just add more medicine here. I'll add mara moja. In stock, we have 500. Mara moja is a tablet. Yeah, that one I'm sure. It's expiring on August 31st. And I'll add the medicine. So I want you to observe that a new entry has been created here. So if you come to look at it, you'll see mara moja 500 tablet. Yeah. So yeah, you can see that it's good actually. We verify that it's working. So we'll do the same thing to our patients. We'll do the same thing to our patients. So right now our patient is using dummy data. Actually, let's confirm if it's really working because we've just told it to. We are supposed to perform full CRUD functionality. So let's try to edit it and call it marambili. And save the changes. Okay, let's go back to our database. You can see it's updated. It's now marambili. Okay, it's now marambili. I'll now go back and let's continue. Let's try to delete it. I want to delete Panadol, so I'll delete it. And let's go back to our tab. You can see we only have one medicine here because our Panadol was deleted. So you can see that we have our full CRUD functionality. That's create. We have created a medicine. We can read. I can read that we have marambili here. I can update. I can delete. Yeah, so now let's go to patients. Our patients is still using dummy data, so let's tell it same CRUD for patients. Yeah, and we'll let Gemini do the magic. So in case you have any question, you can ask before we proceed, because it will take some time before it finishes generating. So guys, remember that after the session, make sure you build something and also fill that form if you want to win swags. And also it's good for your portfolio. You can decide to build anything, whether it's a prison management system, school management system, a voting system, it's up to you. Yeah, so I want us to finish on the patients, and then yeah, Eric had reminded me we try, how is it called? We try adding our chat functionality. We'll also try that and then we can deploy it. Okay, we can see that it's ready. So let's try to add a patient. So I'll be the first patient, Alex Nyambura. My age is 20, my gender is male, last visit date, diagnosis, HIV. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's critical. I'm trying to like access it as a whole. So I'll just press this part here and it will open it in a new tab or in a new window. Let's watch it in a new window because there's a part I'm not seeing. Okay, it's taking some time to open. Eric nanamuuliza the difference between Firestore and real-time database. Okay, so Firestore. Okay, for Firestore, let me think of. Okay, what I know about Firebase, Cloud Firestore, it uses okay, it's also real time. I think maybe you meant relational or what? Okay, I'm not sure, but let me try to answer it in all ways. Okay, so Firestore is the database, or rather, yeah, the database that is used in Firebase, and it uses NoSQL. Like, you know how we usually write SQL queries for the normal databases, maybe telling it to, yeah, like maybe select everything from this. Using Firestore, it doesn't work that way. It's a NoSQL. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm explaining it well. Yeah, it's a NoSQL. But if you meant to ask about relational database, relational now is where SQL comes in. But I know Firestore is a real-time database. So, okay, unless maybe umeuliza vibaya, but Firestore is a real-time database. And if you're asking for the difference between Firestore and a relational database, Firestore is a NoSQL, and relational database is an SQL database, which means by saying SQL, we're using documents. You saw from our, let me go back to Firestore. You can see that we're using documents. Like here we have a document we have a collection for medicine and various documents. Like one document represents one medicine, same case to our patients. We'll have a collection called patients, and our document will have the patient IDs and everything. But for a relational database, it will be somehow different. Our relational database will be different because it will have relations. Like let's say you're a one-to-many relationship, a one-to-one relationship. Yeah, all those things that you always learn in school. Okay, I think I will just use this one because my other tab is prompting me to log in and I don't feel like logging in. Okay, because I can't work with this like this, I'll just tell AI once again, or I'll put my full screen. Yeah, I'll share my full screen. Okay, make the patient form scrollable. Let's see what it will do. Yeah, but you can see that we're getting it. They're asking for our name, our age, our gender, which is a drop down, the last visit date, diagnosis, and then our status is critical. And there's this button here that is hidden. So that's why I've told Gemini to make it scrollable. Yeah, so let's try. Okay, let's just fill it. Alex Nyambura, my age is 20, HIV, status is critical, and I'll just click that button. Yeah, so you can see that we've created a new patient here. We've created a patient, and let's see if the patient has been added in Firestore. So we have the medicine collection. I'll refresh this page again so that we can see the other collection. Yeah, so you can see we have medicines and we have patients. So our first patient is Alex Nyambura. He's 20 years old, HIV, he's a male. This was the last visit. Yeah, let's go back now to Firebase Studio. You can come and edit. Okay, so I guess we are done with that at the moment. Yeah, so the other thing was adding a chat functionality. So can you add a chat functionality? Can you add a chat functionality for the users? Okay, the doctors / nurses could communicate with one another in a group or forum part. Okay, so you can see that it's possible. And yeah, it's creating a new team chat. I mean, a team chat page. So we'll give it some time because it's a new feature. Yeah, so any question before we proceed? Any other question? Yeah, okay, you can see that it's done. We have the team chat page and I have no idea where it is. So let me just look at it. Okay, it's in the sidebar. It's not there. Let me refresh this page. Yeah, it's here now, team chat. Okay, let me share the public URL so that someone can try to like create don't even use your real email, just a dummy account that you can use. And we want to see if the chatting is working. Okay, I can see Erika's already, wow, okay, I guess it's working. Okay, I guess the chatting is working. I've never done this before and yeah, it's working, it's working. Our chat functionality is working. So maybe you people can log in, just chat there. Okay, in case you feel like we should add any other feature, you can. Okay, let me add another feature. Let's have a profile. Let's have our profile. Allow the users to add profile pics and their names so that they can be displayed on the chats. Okay, actually I'm curious if our messages are encrypted. Let's tusorore our database a little bit so that we can see if there's any data being stored, let's say our messages or anything. Yeah, we can say our messages is being stored as, okay. It's not a secure way of doing this, but if it works, don't touch it. Someone else can join the chat. Let's chat there. So we also want to use the cloud storage to upload our pictures and everything. So whatever we've done right now, we've done it with no coding experience. We've just used AI to build an entire full stack application. Yeah, so let's edit our profile. I can see by default we have a U. Let's see if it's possible to edit our profile. Okay, it has updated the registration. I want a profile page to edit. So new users can now add their name. Let me log out and create a new user. Okay, it has already finished. Let me restart the server and okay, let's sign in. So Alex dot, okay, I've forgotten my login. So Dr.Alex 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Ilikuwa imefika 6. Yeah, so let's sign in. Yeah, now let's go to our profile and see if we can edit. Yeah, so my name will be Dr. Alex. Okay, I can't add my profile picture. I don't know why. But let's first of all go to Cloud Firestore. I want you to see a new entry has been created now for the users. Okay. Okay, let me try something else. So I'm telling it I want to add my profile picture too. Okay, profile. Yeah, so I'll click on that. It will open my file. I mean it'll let you in a pop-up where you have to select your file name. Let me look for a photo of me. I don't think I have photos of me in my laptop. Okay, I'll use that. So I'm trying to upload an image of me. And it's taking long. Okay, it's taking long to respond. Okay, Okay, let me ask it sounding. Are the images being stored in? Okay, if the image is being stored in Firebase storage, we'll go back to Firebase storage. So remember, our Firebase is a whole backend. So if you now want to store media and everything, you have to look for storage. And unfortunately, storage is paid for. So you have to like upgrade your Firebase in order to use it. And gladly, because we have a few, how do we call it? We got some cloud credits, we'll be able to do this. So right now we are using a Spark plan. Spark plan is the free version. In order for you to use the storage, you'll have to use the Blaze plan, which is a pay as you go. So I'll make sure that you link your billing account, the one that you configured when collecting your cloud credits. So I'll click on that. Okay, I can set a budget because I have $5, so my budget can be one. Oh, let me just put 5. Continue, and I'll link my billing account so that it will charge those credits instead of having to charge maybe my real cash. And I'll click on done. I guess this could have been the issue, trying to store the DP somewhere, but it's not there. So continue. I'll do it in test mode. Create. Okay, there's an error, so I'll repeat this. Okay, continue. Test mode. Create. Yeah, so we've created our bucket. So our bucket will be the one that will store our images and all the media that might be in this website. So yeah, I'll go back now and I'll add my DP. So let me add my picture. Yeah, so you can see I've added my picture and I'll save. Okay, it's already added. Let me go to storage, refresh. I should see there's a folder called profile pictures, and all the profile pictures that will be set will be here. So like this is me. Okay, sorry. I was saying you'll see that in Firebase storage there's a profile picture folder. If I click on it, I'll get all the profile pictures, and this is mine. And yeah, so let's go back and see if it's working in the chat part. So I've already updated my profile. Let's go to team chat. And let me try again. Hey, yeah, you can see that right now I'm using a custom name, which is Dr. Alex, and a profile picture. So I guess that's it with the basics. In case you feel like you want to continue and do maybe a lot of stuff with this. Okay, let me do one last thing. I can't help vibe coding. An idea comes every now and then, so add a conversational chatbot AI into the team chat as well. Yeah, let's see if it will work. So that's the last change that we are making. And yeah, it's the last change we are making. And then I'll now show you how to publish it. I know time has really gone. It's a Friday, mnafaa kuwa sherehe and other places, but Thanks for creating time. I'm going to make this quick from now on, and then yeah, we can finish it. So you can see that you don't need coding experience in order for you to code nowadays. You should have the prompt engineering knowledge, and you'll be able to do this. So let me try again. Hey. Okay, it had not refreshed. So let's try again. I can do, okay. Let me try hey. Okay, you can see from the chat or at AI. So at AI, hey. Yeah, and you can see that our AI is talking. I know most of you who have updated WhatsApp, you can talk to Meta AI. So at AI, what's your name? Okay, my name is Medisync AI. At AI, who created you? Okay, it's a large language model trained by Google. Yeah, we can actually edit that. Let's go back to our chat. We look for a prompt or something of that sort. Okay, it's here in source AI flows. Okay, team chatbot. So let's try to edit some of this stuff. Okay, so prompt, you're a helpful medical AI. So this is what we are telling, okay, when you hii stuff ya AI who ina work, we have our front end interacting with the AI. So it will first go to the back end before it goes to Gemini. So the response, this is the prompt that will go to Gemini. Every time it goes, it will be telling it you're a helpful medical assistant AI. Okay, AI integrated into team chatbot for doctors and nurses. Your name is Medisync AI. And you were created by members at GDG University of Embu. So the reason for this part here, if we like maybe go and tell our chatbot to tell us who Ronaldo is, it will not comply because that's not what the chatbot has been made to do. So let's go back and see. Okay, let's try it. Okay, I'll have to log in again. Okay, for anyone who is logged in, you can just go and play around with the AI. Okay, let's go team chat, and I want to play with my AI. So at AI, who created you? Okay, yeah, you can see that it now knows what to respond. I was created by members at GDG University of Embu. Yeah, another thing at AI, who is what? Who is what? Who is Ruto? Okay, it's answering some questions that are out of context. But you've seen that where we can edit it. Okay, you've seen where we can edit it in case you want to do some changes. You can just go and tell it to only answer questions that are related to medicine and stuff. So yeah, I guess with this, we've really learned a lot. Oh, we've not yet published it. So publishing it is actually really, really easy. You'll just click publish here. You'll click publish. It will create a new Firebase project, which is, okay, I wanted it to link to a different Firebase project. I mean, to the same Firebase project, but it will just use that Firebase project. Okay, so it has created a Firebase project. and it's asking for a billing account because in order for you to host, you have to be subscribed. So we link our billing account and we'll enable our Firebase services. So we'll give it some time to go publish, do everything. Yeah, let's go back to Firebase and see. I think it will create a new Firebase project, which isn't something I wanted, having a lot of Firebase projects here. Yeah, so I guess this is it. Let me see. Yeah, this is the Firebase project that is hosting our application. So we can go to all products and hosting. I guess it's hosting. Get started. It's either hosting or Firebase hosting. I'm not sure. Let me check. There's also app hosting. Yeah, so it's app hosting, and this will be the URL that will be given to us. Right now, it's not yet live, but once it has finished deploying, it will be live. So you can come back here. You can see it's still deploying. This will be the URL. And so for those maybe who never had the chance or the opportunity to, or if you don't have the money to pay for the Firebase hosting and everything, you can push this repository to GitHub. Once you've pushed it to GitHub, you can then host it on something like Vercel. Yeah, so we'll wait for it to publish. This is the link. So that's the link. Once our website is hosted, it will be live on that link and it will be working. Like we already have a full application within the session has lasted for 1 hour 30 minutes. So in 1 hour 30 minutes, we've created an application, a full stack application in that case. It has a backend, it has everything. So that's a win. So it will take a lot of time before it finishes. Yeah, and in case maybe you have a domain name, you can go and link it too. So in the meantime, guys, you can go create an account, just a fake one. Don't use your real email, and let's chat on this platform. So at AI, what are you created to do? Okay, at AI, teach me Python. Yeah, so you can see as a medical assistant here, I'm not equipped to teach Python. So yeah. Okay, let me make some changes. In case a person is out of topic, in the chatbot, in the team chat, tell them Alex told me not to tell you that. Yeah, so it will go and make some changes to our prompt. So in case maybe we ask something that is out of topic, it will give us something. It will tell us Alex told me not to tell you that. So application is still publishing. We'll give it some time. Yeah, let's see if it's working. So at AI, who is Ruto? Yeah, Alex told me not to tell you that. At AI, what's the proper dose for Maramoja? So this is a medical related question. Yeah, you can see it cannot provide okay, this makes sense because okay, when it comes to health, even AI tells you to just look for a doctor. Yeah, so at AI, can you provide me with a recipe for cooking pilau? So this is out of topic and it will tell you Alex told me not to tell you that. So at AI what does Piriton do? This is a medical related question and it will give you the answer. Yeah, so I guess with that, okay, let's first wait for our application to finish publishing. Okay, it's still publishing. So your app will be ready in about 5 minutes. So in those 5 minutes, maybe you guys can ask questions. You can ask whatever question you have. If you've not understood anything, you can seek for clarification. So because it's the first time that you're publishing it, it will take some time. But if you're making an update, it will be fast. So any questions, everyone? Okay, our application is taking a very, very long time, but we're glad that everything is working. We have a full hospital management system. Yeah, everything is working. So guys, don't forget, go create a project, publish it, and yeah, fill it in the form. Okay, it's taking a long time. But anyway, that's all about today. Like, yeah, that's how you can use Firebase AI to create a full application and also deploy it. So I guess we can end the meeting there. Thank you all for joining. In case you want to stick till the end, maybe to see the URL, you can just stay, but I've finished teaching, I've finished showing you what I wanted to show you. Yeah, but you can stick around till the end. And yeah. Okay, we can see that it's already deployed. And I'll just visit that link. Where is the link? Yeah, here's the link. Yeah, so you can see that our application is live. Actually, we are live. And let me try dr.alex at medicine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me create a new account actually. So my name will be Dr. Doom. My email will be dr.doom@medicine.com. My password will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. I'll create an account. And let me upload a profile picture. Let me look for a picture of Dr. Doom so that I can use that instead. Yeah, Tony Stark. Yeah, so let's now upload a picture of Dr. Doom. Yeah, so let's go to team chat. And hello, cousins. Hello, cousins. Okay, you can see that our application is working. We've hosted it at AI. Hello, cousin. Okay, we've built a full app. And yeah, we're good to go. Thanks, Samuel, for the idea. Your hospital management system is up and running. Now you can just continue adding more functionality to it, and yeah, it will work. So I'm curious to see what you guys will build. Be creative, build something. Yeah, be creative and build something good, and also share it. Go share it on X. I also built, when I was first learning about Firebase Studio, I got to learn about, yeah, I got to learn a lot from this. I mean, I got to build an application too. You can also go check it out. It's called LokuCheck. Yeah, so in case we don't have any question, I think we can now, yeah, we can dispatch. Yeah, so have a good night, everyone.